kind of shit, that's all fucking government shit. Let me tell you something else. The white man don't put true motherfuckers that know what they talking about on TV. They got crackers that write these books, you never hear their name mentioned. For the mere fact that the news is all out there, it's all a part of the damn mix. And now he got white people up in his shit too. He got the cracker up in his damn order now too. No, wait a damn minute. Now I got to take issue with this. Huh? A white wife and a Japanese wife? This is a cult. A Japanese ain't nothing but a fucking mutant. Them the nastiest people on earth, the fucking Asians. Did you see that special on Asians? If they say if that shit moves, they eat it. In Asia, all of them shit, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, if it moves, they eat it. They got 1 billion some people over that motherfucker. Nothing can get out alive. If that shit moves, them motherfuckers eat it. So they worse than the cracker. Because the cracker, he can't populate that much. This other brown, well, he ain't even brown, that's a mutant too. If it moves, they eat it. That's how nasty them motherfuckers are. Let me show you what I'm talking about. They got a shit up here called the Fried Rice King up here on Cascade. So, me being a nigga I am, I went there a couple of times. I noticed some of the shit dropped still on my shirt. I walked out the house and it looked like I bathed in some damn lo mein juice. One drop. I said, wait a minute, some shit. Is that shit that powerful that a drop can spill on my shirt and I smell like fucking damn teriyaki? That's some shit. So one night I saw this man walking, an Asian man walking. And this man had ingrown dirt. He had on some shorts, and this is a white man now, to the light Asian. And his ankles was gray. He had ingrown dirt, mange, all up that motherfucker damn ankles. And his damn shit looked like he had on a pair of gray socks. Okay? I said, that's a nasty mouth. And one day I stepped up in that shit, and I saw that nigga back in the kitchen. The same motherfucker cracker. I said, I got to get the hell on. So you know some shit. I ain't been back since. You see, so you know what's going on. Now, let's go on. Let's go on. All right. So now, it's interesting because if you get the metaphysical Bible and you look up the word Usar, which I think I gave, it's all through the Bible. I'll find the text in a few minutes. I think we have to cut on the lights because I'm going to have to start getting my papers anyway, so, yeah. And anyway, I got a document from University of Michigan, and it talks about Osiris being all through the Bible as Usar, A-U-S-R. Anyway, I looked in the Metaphysical Bible, and the Metaphysical Bible has it, Osiris is also the root word for aurora. Then just being witness, they got aurora coffee, which I told you before about the melanin being in the damn coffee, and they got to have their coffee every damn day. It's a deep form of melanin. You see what I'm saying? And aurora coffee. So it's and also Osiris is just another word for melanin, God of the perfect black. You see, so it's very, very interesting that actually happened. Now, also, still, this is the last page of the hard copy before we get into the actual lecture. During the summer solstice, I think I told you the last time, a double-headed calf was born. I don't know if I said it the last time. Now, anybody know the double head represents the outer body and the inner body. The outer body and the inner body and stuff. This double-headed calf was born. Also, if you see the Masonic symbols, you will see an eagle with a double head. That represents the God on the inside of you, the one that's supposed to retake your body and using your body as a host. That's your real self, because you never existed as yourself as a person. You just think you did. So the double-headed calf was born to represent the other form of the damn head that's coming into being to retake the damn earth as we get into the science. Also, you'll see a double-headed coin called Janus, or the Janus-headed deity in Greece. That's also talking about your other self, your dual self, or you get the word devil from double, or doppelganger, your double self. Double self.
You remember what was that, Janus Spread? I think it was called the Janus Project.
The Janus Project. That was talking about duplicates.
Yeah.
Talking about duplicates. Exactly. Okay, so now, you know that this whole Shroud of Turin shit was busted. You know that they busted this the shroud, talking about some Jesus, some old crack up on a shit, and you thinking it's fucking... You knew it was fake then when you see a white man. But anyway, they busted it in 1988 with carbon dating, and they found out that the era that it was carbon dated was the Middle Ages. Well, a new book I call The Second Messiah is talking about this guy that was a Knights Templar that was burned at the stake, and his burial cloth was this shroud thing. But by him being a Knights Templar and being a Masonic person, he at least knew how to astro project and stuff like that. So the burial cloth probably got an astro projection image of him either ascending or either getting the hell on or whatever the deal was. So now they have linked it with this man that everybody's trying to say Jesus. And in that book, The Second Messiah, which is the same people who wrote the book The Hiram Key. This is their new book out. The one who wrote The Hiram Key. So it's very key that you understand this particular stuff, because they're still trying to front with this old bullshit Jesus thing. You see, and we've gone through that. Now, let's get into some other science. The African myth, this book you need to get, because see, now you're going to have to study. See, you can't study in conventional ways. You're going to have to study in all different forms. This book called Creation Myths by Mary Louise von Franz. It's about a $17 book. But it was interesting because you want to find out about different creations, and the ones that coincide. If you get a creation, and the names might change, but if it coincides about 4 or 5 times, then you'll know that that's the real creation. And the later ones ended up being a distortion. So now all of the early creation myths said that man was not created by God, but man was God that was created, that literally was created physically by some subordinate deity. Now it's interesting because in this book, Creation Myths by Mary Louise von Franz, Vonfranz, von Franz or von Franz, it's von Franz, you know. But in this particular book on page 257, it says that the African creation myths, she didn't name it, but I know the Dogon say the same thing, that this world is Ogu's realm, the subordinate deity. But it says, which you can get in the Sirius mystery also, the knowledge of the Dogon, by Robert Temple, which is the Bible. Although he said that he thought that the Greeks brought the Dogon their knowledge, but the white man, he's allowed to make mistakes when we don't write books about our own ass. So we have to take everything with a grain of salt and take the good with the bad. But still yet the book is one of the best books, one of the greatest books written in the 20th century is the Sirius mystery by Robert Temple. The Sirius Connection by Mary Hope is a great book too, for the simple fact that she has a whole section in the back with the goddess Sekhmet, and the name of the book, the name of the section is called Lion Power. Also, in that particular book, she mentions, see, this book is excellent because she mentions in that particular book that there's a papyrus in the British Museum called Syriac architecture, and that's what they build in all these buildings by. Especially Atlanta is the top project to bring this energy based on Syriac architecture with pyramids, obelisks, and temples, which Kemet was made out of. Sacred architecture. So there's a papyrus in the British Museum that goes into that science. The original papyrus was printed in the 3-volume book Thrice Great Hermes by G.R.S. Mead, but the book went out of print because it was $50 and nobody didn't buy the shit. So it came in 1993, it went out. But she prints it in the actual chapter, she prints it in her book called Syrian Heritage. So it's an excellent book.
I got a copy of Wednesday Hemmitt, Cultural Communication. I don't know if she's special.
No. What happened was when I used to be at I started out with Black Media. When I used to be at Black Media, I ordered a bunch of copies back then, but back being $50, when you got yours, I don't know how long ago it was. That's because niggas wouldn't buy the shit from 1994. And when I ordered 1993 and 94 when I ordered the shit, so that's the problem. Because it's $50, niggas won't pay that much. That's a steel book because it's got the black rites of Osiris, which we're gonna go into tonight. In there, huh? You got it for 80 in that, but I would say get Hermetica for 16, which is an excellent book. Now, for 16. Now, but in here she says the African creation myth said there is the original God who goes down to earth where he finds 3 other beings whom he did not create. And he said he had created everything but these 3 beings. Thunder, which is Zeus uses thunder to burn up the Titans. Nadarbo, whatever that is. Nadarbo, which some African term. Why this didn't explain what the shit was? You see, and the elephant. It is not clear what Nadarbo is, but it is a kind of secondary creator. Okay, that's the secondary creator. It's like Zeus, Adalabra, Yahweh, Jehovah, which is a supreme being with subordinate being, which is not the original being because we are the original creators. This secondary creator, and from his swollen knee, the first human beings came into existence. You see, came into existence. Okay, so she goes into this particular stuff. This is a book that you need to get because it's got all these different creation myths. So any of these things you got to access at this particular time because mythology is physics and science and every other thing. Mythology is advanced science if you can break the codes. So this is a book that you need to also get also too. Now, in the book, if you get a picture of the book, and I don't know if I brought the paper, but if you get a picture of the book called Tutankhamun, Ominism and Antonism by Budge, it costs about $10. You will see a picture, Tutankhamun, Ominism and Antonism. And if you look in there, you will see a picture of the original Osiris, and it's a little short, nappy-headed man with peasy head, which is a twat. So this also, I didn't understand why the Afrocentric brothers trying to prove to the cracker that the Egyptians was black, why the hell they didn't access this picture, and it would have killed all mythology on this shit, on where the Egyptians was black, right in that one little $10 book. You see, a little picture of the Twa man. Very key that you get that book for like $10. Now, it's interesting because in the Zohar, they say that evil comes from the north. Now, what are they talking about? Evil coming from the north is talking about the north gate, which is the pineal gland. It is evil in opposition to this physical world, and it's talking about Lucifer. Lucifer, like I said the last time, only means the pineal gland, light bringer. Light bringer. That's what it means. That only means the pineal gland, light bringer. There's also a thing with these media shit that's going on, all this stuff about the media. These media's hitting the earth. In alchemy, there's a section called the stone that fell from Lucifer's crown, which is the philosopher's stone or the grail stone. For it was the holy grail of cup, it was the grail stone, which is talking about melanin. So also the stone that fell from Lucifer's crown is this type of stone that they are scared of, which is the melanin of the black dot, which is also talking about Lucifer being the damn light bringer, which is the pineal gland. Also accessed in the book Pacts with the Devil, which is now back in print, that the motherfuckers was too scared to buy the last time. You see, but now it's got a better looking cover on it. It don't have that red cover with the priest and the nun chained up. So the people get the book, Pacts with the Devil. How many people got the book? Yeah, get the book, Pacts with the Devil. So evil comes from the north. That's in the Zohar. It's talking about the pineal gland. And the evil is talking about an energy. Eve, which means primal. El, which means star. Evil means the original primal thing. When I get into the science tonight, we'll go into these primal worlds, you see, and try to understand what all this is about. Try to understand what all this particular stuff is about. Let me turn on this because I want to show you something here. Now, Dr. Ben said that he makes mention of this. I got him on the table. Oh, shit, so do. He makes mention that it's funny if hell is low and everybody don't want to go to hell. Why is it that the pharaohs, the noble you were, or the greater you were in society, and the more contributions you did, in your death depending on how low you get buried. So if you were a great person that did a lot of good, you got buried the lowest. Let's say if you were just a regular person, you know, just was on earth for a little time and didn't really do shit, they give you a little 6 feet under shit. But if you was a noble person, you were buried the lowest. You see? We'll deal with the mysteries of this particular... I don't want to wipe it on that. I'm using my face with that. I want to be breaking out and shit. But, well, let's see. I probably don't need it. But anyway, I want to show you this. I'll move this over a little bit. Okay, okay. Oh, you need a little more to yourself? Okay. Hold on. I'll move all that out the way. Okay, now I got this. Okay, here we go. All right. Get this out of the way. I want to show you this. There's 2 trees of life. There's this tree of life, which comes from the temple of Komombo, which is in Kemet. I've showed the picture several times. Okay, I guess that's good enough. Can you see? Can the camera get it? That's the key. Can the camera see it?
Yeah, I got it.
It's this tree of life. Then, but the kingdom is number 10, which is down here, which is supposed to be hell. Why is this the kingdom? But if you turn this way, what's the guy? Godwin's Kabbalistic Dictionary, a big thick book. You ever seen that book, Goldwyn's, I think it's Goldwyn's Kabbalistic Dictionary. They show the tree of evil, or the tree in which we are connected to, the fallen beings. But if you look, but it's interesting because in the Kabbalah, the fallen beings is in actuality the kingdom. If you look right here, you can see there's a pyramid. You see? Now let me show you something. I'll draw the exact thing on what's going on here because it's at an angle. But if you look, you can see there's a pyramid, you know, which this is the kingdom. You see, this is also called the mountaintop. You see what I'm saying? Which in actuality, this is also talking about the Godhead. So this is upside down. But if you draw it this way, it becomes a fucking obelisk. Or the penis, which is the phallus symbol of Osiris. You see what I'm saying? In Goldwyn's Kabbalistic Dictionary, this is called the tree of evil, which means lived. You see what I'm saying? But still yet, the Egyptians or the Kemites buried themselves the lowest. Also, you see this. If you see one pyramid, you get another inverted pyramid also, as above, so below. But it's also talking about the people down here, which this is the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? When we line this stuff up. But I want to show you that as we go on, as we go deeper and deeper into these particular dark mysteries, which is not really dark at all. It's just a matter of understanding what you've been taught not to look at. You see. So now, what you've been taught not to look at. Okay, let's go on. Which leads us to more information based on Solomon's demons. First of all, Solomon and Osiris is one and the same. There was no historical people in the Bible that actually lived in the time of the Hebrews. If they did live anything, they lived in the time of the Kemets, or the Kemetans of the Egyptians, because the Torah was written 700 years after Moses. And a lot of that is ancient mythology turned into history. There's a chapter in Alvin Boyd Kuhn's book, Lost Light, says, sublime myth makes grotesque history. They turned it around. So the Hebrews had an advanced mythological system like the Egyptians, the Greek, and all, which transcend time. Is talking about eschatology, talking about the end of the world, and they went and historicalized the damn shit after they became in exile. Had to be black people to do it, because the white man couldn't do it, because he wouldn't understand the myth if he's not that. You understand? It had to be us. So later on, around the 2000 mark, the mythology became historical. So Solomon is nothing but Osiris. Sheba is Isis. I've talked about this before. So if Osiris, if they're talking about the demons of Solomon, and it says, now it's interesting because in the mythology of Solomon, Solomon was a person that was also taken from his homeland and left for brain dead in a foreign land. Just like the slaves, as Osiris was cut up and scattered all over the Nile, which represents the people being dismembered other than remembered. So it's also talking about a consciousness being shattered. You see? Okay. The ring of Solomon. You ever heard this thing called a ring of Solomon? They talk about this. It's in the Bible too. They talk about the Solomon's ring. The ring of Solomon is a circle, and in this ring of Solomon they talked about was Solomon basically went to war with these demons in the Hebrew myths. If you get the legends of Israel, I should have brought one of the guys to get the name of it. It's an out-of-print book by Santee Press. And he went to war with these demons. And each time he would get these demons, he would subdue them with this signet ring, and he would trap their energy in the ring. But these demons was nothing but represented certain powers of nature and powers of the universe. You got 12 demons, basically. On the lesser mythology, you got 12 demons, or 12 beasts. What are the 12 beasts? Anybody know what 12 beasts is? The 12 beasts is the goddamn zodiac. If you look at a zodiac, what you will see on there? You'll see a lion, you'll see a bull, you'll see all this type. You see what I'm saying? But also the zodiac rules your natures. So getting on top of the 12 beasts is synthesizing the melanin, where you're no longer ruled by one house. But all of the nature synthesized, you become God. That's what your beast is. You see? But you know, to the Christian, astrology is the work of the devil. But right in here, it's the same shit. Solomon, his spear, Solomon's circle or the ring is also the spear of Darth. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Uh-huh. Yeah.
When they say he's born under the sign of,
yeah.
let's say Sagittarius or Virgo,
right.
You're supposed to be able to see the sign,
yeah.
the connection of the stars in the sky.
Yeah.
That's the same connection that you would have within.
Inside of you is the small, what you're seeing there out there. You got a movie projector, and the movie projector has a film in it. And that film is projecting something on a screen. The cosmos up there does not exist. It's only a projection of what's going on in the inner earth, which is inside of your brain. But because what's inside of your brains exists and it is real, the reflection outwardly can become as real as hell, although it's not real. But because it's coming from something that's real, okay, the movie projector is coming from a film, so obviously it can't, on that cannot be experienced. You can look at it, but you can't experience the actual projection on the movie screen by going to the movie screen, going in the movie screen. But because what is on the inside of us is real, this hologram, you can experience this illusion. So when people go up into space, they experience it. You see, it's based on how far they can go, and they can't get that far because they run out of gas because the crackers just don't have the means, because it wasn't meant to travel up in that shit. But that's an illusion. It's a hologram. But those signs and shit is not being operated from out there. That's the lesser mystery. It's being operated from the greater mystery, which is on the inside, which breaks the mystery of the tarot deck. In the tarot deck, you got what? How many major arcana? 22? 22 major arcana. In the 22 major arcana in the tarot deck is the breakdown of the windows of the soul, of the archetype of the collective unconsciousness, which is the alchemy, which is actually picture windows of melanin. Right? Then, it has different signs too. But your astrology starts with the 70-something, or how many, I don't know how many, minor arcana goes into the astrological thing. The inner arcana, the major arcana is what's going on the inside of you. The minor arcana is what's being reflected outwardly. So you're not ruled by the stars up there, you're ruled by the stars in here. So Solomon getting on top of these beings is actually tapping into his damn melanin. You see, with these demons. Very key that you understand the demons, because that's what the fuck we are. Literally. So when the cracker on the movies, I'm not talking about a symbol. You know, you use a demon as a symbol. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that what black people are is literally some shit called demons. But it ain't bad in the context, but it is bad that these motherfuckers want out. They tired of being trapped down here, trapped in us, and us not knowing shit. You get it? They're the puppet masters. Go get the movie, Puppet Masters. Go get the movie The Hidden. All the shit is in there. Wishmaster. But go get the movie The Hidden. The Hidden. It's all up in there. You see, they got so many movies where the shit jump out and go in another motherfucker body. That's what was happening. But it was so advanced and fallen till he just touched your ass. You didn't have to be no little worm, but the worm is talking about the kundalini. Wormwood, wormhole, snake, worm, reptilian. All this is talking about the black man's nature. You getting this stuff? Now, that's why they bringing more of this stuff out. So, the spear of dark is right here, and I don't know, I should have, well, hell, I can do this one. The spear of dark, you can put this up. Can you focus in on that? The spear of dark is right here. And I'll show it on the camera, and I'll show it, I'll cut this on and show it here. Show it here. I don't know how in the hell over the course of the lectures I'll be losing these pens and shit, but that's just me. Yeah. The spear of dark, as you know, I talked about several times, is right here. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, that draws on me. I thought it was permanent. Well, I need my pen now, but anyway, it's right here. But, as you can see, it is behind the tree. There's a bar, yeah, as you can see, with dark, you heard me say it several times, dark Vader, dark Thoth, was also dark means melanin. And because dark is behind the tree, it's behind the bars, that means it is outside the circles of time or outside of this particular dimension. So that means this dimension is terrestrial. Something that's outside means it is extraterrestrial. So when they talk about extra, they talk about black people that live on Earth. They said the shit right in the damn X-Files. They say the shit been here before the damn dinosaurs. Boy, that shit was dropping. But you gotta go to the lingo. You can't listen to look for no shit based on the doggone what's happening in the movie based on the action. It ain't no Die Hard. You gotta listen to what they're saying. They said that this thing was here on Earth before the dinosaurs. It's always been here, but it's extraterrestrial. So they ain't talking about no damn spaceships coming out here. The shit is here because it's been here and it's living in us. They said it uses the body as the host. So dark is behind this spear. You see, whatever the deal is on. Shit. Gotta draw it. It's behind this sphere. You get the picture. But anyway, it's behind this particular sphere, which is talking about behind the back of the head, because it's behind the spinal cord, the medulla oblongata, which is the real you that's operating, using your body as a host. That's how this shit is going. You see. Now, let's go on. This melanin in your physical body, you have the spiritual body. So anytime you hear people, motherfuckers, they're vegetarians and shit, talking about this is the temple of God, no, that's not true. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they haven't studied the occult enough to know. The temple of God is not the physical body. The physical body is called a sack of excrement of the most defiled shit on the planet. So I don't give a damn how much you vegetarianize and clean up and clean out your body. It's like you going and cleaning out a septic tank. It's still a goddamn septic tank, a shit retainer. I don't care how much you paint the bitch. And people get to say, you know, you got to nourish your body with all the spiritual shit. Look, I was a vegetarian for 4 years. Now I'm back on whatever. I just don't eat pork. And I just don't eat pork. You see what I'm saying? But every other motherfucking shit is up for grabs, depending on how I feel. Because I got this weight by being a vegetarian. That's when I got the weight. And I know motherfuckers be talking about, yeah, I be feeling bullshit. I feel the same I did now before when I was goddamn eating the shit. Maybe you might feel a little different because if your energy is not to the Godhead as far as your vibration ain't up, because the highest way you get your vibration is through knowledge, responding to the God inside of you, not being ignorant. So maybe you might need vegetarianism to feel spiritual, but I'm telling you it ain't got shit to do with that. The temple of God is on the inside of you. That's your chakra system, or an invisible house that stands, which is the Kabbalah. You see, it has nothing to do with the body being the temple of God. This is called the shell, or called the mummy, or it's called the land of bondage. It entraps the soul. That's the true shit. So, there's an invisible house that has 7 major chakras and numerous of other chakras. But just as the lower body, other than the head, let's get this. Y'all all right? Okay. Let's. How long you got? It's off?
No. Come on.
Okay, go ahead and go to the break. I'm gonna set this up.
All right.
I'm gonna set this up.
I ain't got any rules too.
Oh man, look at that shit there. Damn. Shit. Oh, I got to goddamn pull this shit out. I look like I done pissed in my clothes. Look at that shit there. Damn, I knew I was sweating, but damn. Yeah, now that looks shit. Yeah. I gotta go African on a nigga now. All that shit all sweat up. Oh, that's it. Okay, is that it? Testing. That's it? Yeah, okay. We back on here. Okay. Let me get a few tastes of this thing. Mm-hmm.
You got water?
Mm-mm.
You don't?
Okay. All right. Man, let's go.
Rub on.
I'm liable to walk down the street now on y'all ass. Oh, you got it recording too? Well, fuck it. I've done funnier things. All right. I can't be talking and eating too now. Let me finish this one strip. Mm-hmm.
When we get it done with that,
Mm-hmm.
they need to be mad.
All right. We on? Okay. You had to get a break for that meal. This is the Voudon Gnostic Workbook. This is a book that's been out of print for a couple of years because the book company, Magica Child, the guy ended up dying. And the store and the book company went into obscurity. But in here, this is the synthesis of the mystery system reintroduced back into the Voudon system. So they got some rituals up in here. They got some rituals up in here. You're not going to be able to get this. But there's a ritual in here, lucky hoodoo spirit to get exactly what you want. So I'm going to access some of this stuff and sell them. There's one also up in here on hitting the number, a Voudon ritual on hitting the damn number. How to control the minds of other people. Hoodoo methods of mind power and development. And hoodoo ways of making big money. So we're going to sell this magic stuff so y'all can access your magic. Access the magic to do this particular ritual, to do the stuff. So although this is out of print, we do have a copy. So this Voudon Gnostic Workbook, we got that available to the public. In the text of the rituals, it'll be just like these papers that I Xerox for you. We'll fix them up, do the graphics and all that, and you can get those particular rituals. Now also, what we're going to deal with right now is this. In the physical body, there's an invisible temple called the chakra systems. Those particular chakra systems, we know there's 7 major chakras, but there's exactly, I don't know, how many chakras are there? Anybody know? No, I'm saying it's more than that. Huh? What is this? Hundreds of them. It's hundreds of them, but it's either 7 to 10 major, but it's hundreds chakras. There's chakras all up in the feet and shit. You see the hands and all of that. Even in that book, The Hands of Light, they deal with that type of information. But the brain, or the melanin, inside of the melanin, has chakras too. Now we dealing with the shit because we got the cracker on the motherfucking run now. You got to get into this shit. You got to get into this. Let me explain this to you as I get me a staff of Tahuti so you can understand this. And I'll show you how to access this in a few minutes. They showed it in the movie Spawn. Go access the movie Spawn so you can understand what I'm talking about here. So you can understand. Let me get it. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's put everything that's unwanted down here for right now. Okay. Put this over here because I'm going to need it. All right. Another thing, too, this thing here, that music like that shit is straight up programming mugs. Now, look. I got a friend, had me to come speak back in 95 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Conscious brother. His son is very advanced. So advanced until I even talked about this brother on the lectures on how he used to get with his friend and they could talk on the telephone in their head without being on the telephone, and his friend lived across town. The brother came down because his wife does braids, and you know so they had a braid weaves and thing. Had this conference, a workshop, and the sister comes down every year for that. So they planned their vacations to come to Atlanta, And for the last 4 years, they've been coming down and they always visit us. This year it was interesting because the brother came down. The brother came down and the brother said that his son, he got 4 sons, 2 like early teens or either 10 or something, I don't know. Then he got one 16 and 17, I know that. The 17-year-old is going into, he's getting ready to be 18. But they are talking about how they literally losing their son to this music. They say it's almost like a programming. And they're saying all of them, when they hear this music, these mothers get programmed into another entity. So we're talking about the government got this shit more advanced than what we think it is. And just so much, it was so strong until while he was talking about it, a rap song came on a commercial. And his children, man, tapped into a whole nother damn mood. He said when they hear this shit, they go, it's like they go into another damn dimension. So you know that they got this shit hooked up with something. They're not, their heart and all of that, they're not giving you the black man as an urban entity, as some type of thing based on entertainment. They're doing something with this particular music, and when you hear that sound, that's all you hear. And you got to realize this particular part. A lot of the shit we like is because they put it on us slowly. If that's all you hear, even grown people, you get motherfuckers in their damn 60s like the shit. If that's all you hear and you don't hear nothing else, you understand what I'm saying? You get programmed into it. So they got everybody programmed into the stuff. It ain't got nothing to do with the artist. The artist could be making good shit. But the record company and what's up under the thing is something totally different. Now, going back to this. This also represents the chakra systems. Which way? This way? Yeah. There you go. I see. Yeah. This also represents the chakra systems, or the double helix structure of the DNA. You see? And, yeah, give me that. So you got the major chakras. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and probably 7. They go up this particular spinal column. It's the invisible temple. But this is only carrying the Kundalini fire, the zone of the serpent snake, polarizing each chakra as a certain energy to the Godhead, which is this right here, the black dot, so, which is called a hatted point, or the shadow. Now, inside this black dot is a whole nother world, an entire gateway. There's a whole nother world. Now, this is what I want to deal with. This black dot is also called, what's that, P-H-A, no, that's P-H, let's see, how do you spell Ptah? Hold on, to get this right. P-T-A-H, that's it. P-T-A-H. In the Egyptian mythology, there is 72 children of Ptah. In Hebrew, it's 72 sons of Israel, or 72 children of Yahweh, or whatever. But Ptah is the original person, which is the black god, which when you go and see the book, Amenism, Optimism, Tutankhamun, Amenism, Optimism, is very key that you buy the little $10 book, because it's got a picture of Osiris and Ptah represented as the same entity, which is a little black twa man. I might have the picture here somewhere, if I can find it. I think I used to have that picture, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll try to find it in a few. Budge, E. Wallace Budge. The little $12 book. Anyway, this particular twa man and Ptah and Osiris is one and the same. One, he is the father of the race. Another one, he's the sleeping god, Cthulhu, that was torn apart and is now in exile, which means he's sleeping inside of us. He's torn into different pieces and scattered all over the world, which means your consciousness is at different pieces and you got to connect the pieces together. But anyway, this is the key here. This is very key. This same Ptah, or Osiris, or Osar, same Ptah or Osiris, believe it or not, as I said, is also Solomon. Sol, which means sun, Amen, which means hidden. It means the hidden sun, Amen Ra. All of these are different concepts of the same thing. Okay, now, this is what I want you to understand here. This has something to do with all the movies that's coming out, and it has to do with the key thing that you don't want to face because you've been taught against it in fundamentalism all your life, including Islam. It teach the same damn thing. This is the point that we're into. Ptah, Osiris, or Solomon, which is nothing but this black dot, which inside of this black dot makes up 72 sons or 72 demons or damians. The word damian means true self or spirit, basically. Then later on in Christianity it's called demon. So in the mythology, Solomon's demons are Hercules' demons that he fights in the 12 labors and slays each demon, is inside of the melanin. It is what the melanin molecules are made up of. Now let me explain this to you. In the Goetia, which is the Shem Hamafash, let me give you another one. This one is on sale. Is the Goetia by Alistair Crowley. This is a same book, same two books. One is hardcover. One was put out by Magica Child. One is put out by Magica Child. Cost you damn near $70. This one will cost you $16. Let me explain this to you. It's called the Lesser Key of Solomon. Lesser means it's inner. There's one called Greater Key of Solomon, which is astrology, which is lesser than the inner, because it's the hologram. You got it? Now, let me explain this to you. It's called the Shem Hamafash. Got that word ham up in there, which means black. That's the Hebrew word for black. And the Shem Hamafash, let me get a picture here, is, let me show you this, broken down. Let me get, bear with me 1 minute, because I want to get all the seals together to show it on the thing. With these seals, you put it on the camera. Each one of these seals is a different ancestor, which is a different civilization living inside your fucking brain. This is the kingdom of God. Okay? There's 72 Boasic seals in the melanin, in the Shem Hamafash. Each seal might set over another legion of armies, which total into 60 or 50. So if there's 72 deities, they might have anywhere from 40 to 60 other demons or army people with them ready to retake the motherfucking world. And that's what all this shit is on these movies. They're trying to stop this shit. But you can't register yourself in the political world as black people gonna do anything with no guns and no other goddamn bullshit out here based on black activism. Been there, done that. We're living in the quickening period. Go get Highlander. Highlander 1, Highlander 2. Gotta go get both of them. Now go and spend the money and get the two $19 versions. The director's cut. Widescreen version, $19 a piece. Highlander with the sword. The first thing, the Highlander sword comes from where? Salamanca. University of Salamanca is what? The Moorish university. So Highlander is the Moor. You got to get both of the shit. They're immortal. You got to study this shit. It's in the Highlander. Now, each seal and each demon has a legion of armies. So let's read one. Okay. This is Murmur or Murmus, the 54th spirit called Murmur or Murmus or Murmus. He is the great duke and earl that appeareth as a warrior riding upon a griffin with a ducal crown upon his head. There do go before him these ministers with trumpet sounding. His office is tech philosophy, preferably in concentration of souls, and it says, and also deceased to become before the exorcist to answer questions which may put to him the desired. So it's talking about he sets over these particular souls. But the reason I wanted to get to a particular point, it says that the thrones and the parties of that angel, he now ruleth 30 legions of spirits in his seal. So this one has got 30 damn legions in his seal. Each seal is in the melanin. You want to know where the kingdom of God and all the shit is coming from the damn kingdom? The shit ain't coming from out there. It's already been here since the beginning of time. X-Files. Go see the new movie. I just shaking my head because it's bearing witness. You see. Each seal is inside of the melanin, which is not some substance at all. You see what I'm saying? You think, how can we have close to a couple thousand army motherfuckers in our head? Because you go back and look, they dropped all this shit, go back and get Men in Black. They said what? They said that the galaxy was where? On Orion. On Orion's belt. And Orion's belt was on the Earth. The Orion's belt is the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus gland, and the pineal gland. In your brain. The galaxy is on Orion's belt, and the Orion's belt is on Earth. They said, how the shit can be on the Earth? And the little dog that was shaking, he said, you damn humans think everything has got to be big. Go back and look at Yoda. Yoda said what? Size doesn't matter. Remember he was trying to get the guy to raise the damn X-Wing fighter out of the lake, and he said, it's too big. He said, size doesn't matter. There is no such thing as space and time. Size is only a projection of what these eyes is telling your monkey ass it is. See what I'm saying? So, in each chakra, in the melanin, each one in this world, this is a world, it has legions of chakras and armies of God. What's that, brother? 10,000. Woo! Right. Ain't that a bitch? 10,000. See, that's what I love when somebody teach me something. That's 10,000. So, in actuality, they're quite conservative up in this motherfucker. So we're talking about 144,000 that the Bible is talking about. You got Rabboni and all these niggas talking about they gathering 144,000 damn people. Huh? Yeah, I took it back already. 130. So we're talking about millions of army people ready to kick ass, and they don't want you to do it. That's why they agitate you with Jasper, Texas, and always got some old racism shit going on, and they're going to keep the shit up. Then they're going to start lynching in a couple of damn weeks or months. And they know they got your ass then when they start stringing motherfucking niggas up. Or you ain't going to be... But see, that's going to get you off the game, because you're supposed to be goddamn tapping into the shit and get the army ready. And letting these damn demons becoming the beast and letting the demons take the world. But you're going to be worrying about some old goddamn nigga in Jasper, Texas. You see what I'm saying? Or some nigga getting his pipe juked up his ass. In New York, they got a squeegee man got shot in the chest. Oh, it's bad, but you don't understand that's the way the motherfucker got the shit. Because Quantico, Virginia, like I said on the radio, like the guy, the boy that wrote the book, the life of the FBI agent, Tyrone Power, they wrote that book. And in that book, he says, and even he said that Quantico, Virginia, they got a behavioral modification, and it says that niggers or black people, my whatever, that they are not an intellectual people, they are highly emotional people. Give them prayer visuals, give them something to vent their frustration, you see what I'm saying, and give them marches, but in 3 weeks it'll blow over. But not only that, give them a damn cause to do all that shit by killing a nigger. The conscience got to cut themselves off from the niggers in the street. And the book of law say compassion is a vice for kings. Pity not. Kill every goddamn thing, including the niggers, because if they are the real beings, they're going to live anyway. Trample down success. That's what it says. Trample down success. Kill everything. Fuck it. Including the niggers. Compassion is the vice of king. That's our vice. We worry about these motherfuckers out here and we can't get the kingdom going. And humanity is over. Fuck the damn physical body. This is the shit we trying to unleash. Then you go to Spawn. Spawn was supposed to climb up to the gates of heaven and tear the motherfuckers down. The people who've been keeping us trapped down here. Spawn was a black man. The right soldier, Horus, Heru, the Christ, who was supposed to go to damn hell and get his legions. The demons of the Damians of the Simhamafash in the melanin and fuck this shit up. But he let a cracker come up there and convince him to keep the world going for another goddamn 500 to 6,000 years. And that's the difference between them crackers out there meditating, talking about saving the damn earth. But the reason why we really haven't gotten to shit, because we ain't facing who we are. We don't have shit to do with those light beings in heaven. That's why them crackers always show angels. They always show some crackers. Even though they ain't up there, but whatever deity, whatever that thing is, we are chthonic beings. The Osirian realm. If you ever see the Osirian drama, you'll see the book, you'll see Osiris is right there, and they got all them gods sitting up there on a panel. Those deities are in our brain. This is the Shemhamafash. Now in here, I'm going to read something to you. In here, in the Shemhamafash, I want to read this to you right here. It says, Crowley makes a statement in here. He makes a statement in the beginning of the book. I'm going to bear with me, that bears witness to everything I'm talking about. He's saying in this statement in this book on page 16 that all this shit is run by one thing and one thing only. The Europeans go a little deeper to learn that the phenomenal universe is the creation of the universe. The Hindus and the Europeans studying the Hindu gurus are told, at this particular time the gurus were telling these Europeans this, that Akasha, which means black, you get the word Akashic records. So this right here is bearing witness to all this shit. But you didn't know what it was. You was thinking it's conjuring up some demon, you doing some wicked spells and all that shit. This book been out for years, and black people been using it for years, but they didn't realize you don't even supposed to even use this shit as no magical thing to tap in. Only thing you got to do is just read the shit and learn what you are. And yourself is going to already do it because we're in the quickening period. So don't buy this as magic to put some spells on somebody. That's petty shit. Buy the shit and read it intellectually so you can damn tap into some stuff on who you are. We're learning how to be gods. The magic we already have. Akasha, which means the blackening stage, or blackness. Akasha is situated in the third eye. That's melanin. That's another name for melanin. You ever heard of Akashic records? That's Akasha. He's bearing witness to it in the book, page 16. Akasha is situated in the black eye. Well, what the fuck? In the third eye. What are the first eye? What the fuck is situated in the third eye? Melanin. Now, i.e. in the brain, by summing high dimensions of space, we can assimilate these facts of realism, and we have no need to take much trouble. I guess he's telling them, but he said it's also called Siddhakash. Siddhakash. Akasha or Siddhakash situated in the third eye. Now the book tells you on 16 that this what this stuff is, and then after that it goes into these seals. So what you have here is a literal Bible text of what melanin is and what it's capable of doing and how many damn legions. You saying 10,000, right? Whew. You see, this is the mystery. Okay, let's go on. The good demon is called A.W.O demon. I talked about that before. That's called Thoth, Tahuti. And this is the staff of Tahuti. Now you know that this Tahuti and Moses is one and the damn same, because there was no historical Moses in Egypt. They took a spiritual thing of Hebrewism, which is coming from Ethiopia, and they made it historical. Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. That is Tahuti. Now, there very well could have been a Hebrew liberator of some shit that went down. You see what I'm saying? But 700 years after the Torah, they attributed this particular person to the historical Moses. You got to understand there is the Hebrew priests understood the mysteries, and they didn't believe in the same shit that people on the regular people believed in. Let me show you something else. Do you know that Christ has never been on the planet? Never. Although we are Christ, Christ means a title. And we are Christ. Do you know that if Christ was to manifest, so all these black-ass bastards out here, Rabboni, they believe that your boy Ben Armin is the Christ. Most motherfuckers believe, the niggas in the nation believe Farrakhan is the damn Christ. You see what I'm saying? You got about 4,000 Christs. Do you know if these people was the manifested Christ, soon as the Christ manifests and goes to his ability, wouldn't be no more earth. You want to know why? When the white boy with fucking your boy Einstein and them built that nuclear bomb, they built a physical replica of what Christ is supposed to do when the Christ comes. The Christ energy, for all we know, and for all what is basically the manifestation of alchemy, is the Christ energy is a literal time bomb inside of us. A time bomb to blow up the physical earth, to unleash the gods of old. That's what it is. So nobody has all these gurus and all that shit, they haven't manifest Christ, because to manifest the Christ means that ain't none of us be sitting up in there, because the same energy that's in that is in all of us. It's something, because that's why you ain't never seen no motherfucking Jew ever bear witness to some goddamn Christ came. Because they knew, because they understood the real mythology of the Christ, which was eschatology, one that's supposed to come in the last days.
That's why they say when Christ comes back, he's going to be a killer.
A killer, a thief in the night.